let's go on an adventure. Bop, bop, shoot, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it together. I did it, let's go on an adventure. Bop, bop, shoot, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it forever. If you're feeling blue, nothing left to do, my love. And if you're feeling bored, I know you know the cure. You know the cure. Let's go on an adventure. Bop, bop, shoot, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it forever. I did it, let's go on an adventure. Bop, bop, shoot, bop, 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 yeah. Let's go on it together. I did it, let's go on an adventure.
Hey guys, it's your pal Chris here. This is another episode of the Musical Chairs in Massachusetts, where we find musicians, put them on the spotlight, and ask them very personal questions, including their social security number. No, not really. And I'm joined here by my co-host, Nikki Cross. Nikki, hey.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, we have a terrific show. This episode took an act of God to create, and I kind of wanted to deep dive into that a little bit. As you may or may not remember, a little way back in October, we had the very awesome Jake Goldstein come and sub in for me. I was not available, and he and Nikki, you interviewed Jacob. And
hold on, we're confusing the people here. So our guest today, his name is Jacob, and not to be confused with Jukebox Jake Goldstein, who also was your filling co-host. Refer back to October, our Facebook Lives, because that's the only thing that ever saw the light of day of this day. So
we learned a thing called procedures. And
standard operating procedures,
SOPs, and now we know better. Like what it was, you can't see it, but we have a production board. This production board takes a little micro SD card. I don't know why, but it's a little micro SD card, and we were like taking that tiny little cornflake out of the production board and bringing it home every weekend, and. I was.
I had nothing to do with this.
No. And how it didn't get lost up until this point, actually that's not true. 2 of these have gotten lost. All of half of season 1 audio recordings got lost.
Well, that wasn't teachable moment number 1 for you.
No. It takes me a while, and so that actually showed up miraculously at the very end of season 1 after we had posted the last episode. Then it shows up. I'm like, oh, and whatever. So the second time around, I thought I had it on a card, but
so we thought we had it in a card holder container, in a Ziploc bag, in a giant, what looks like armored case for cameras. Yeah. All is good. It's all protected. It's all there, right, Christopher?
Was until it fell into a black hole. I have no idea how it went missing, and I feel so bad because we loved Jukebox Jake. Like he's such an awesome dude. I heard
he had an invite to come back again today.
He did, yeah.
But he has obligations.
He had obligations.
Yeah.
But we'll see him again. And so then we recorded today's episode, and we're getting into it. We're like, all right, this is good.
Like 20 minutes into it.
20 minutes into it, and then we noticed something. We're like, hey, none of the cameras have red lights, which, for people that are on the other side of the camera, our cameras have these little red lights. That's how we know which camera is live or, on us. and they were all green. I'm like, oh, that's not weird. I mean, that's not normal. And so we stopped the recording, and nothing dropped. No episode. So we're like, oh, the recording's gone forever.
But wait, no, we're missing a very key part here of back when we were recording. It was myself and Jukebox Jake.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Somehow, some way, when I had all the equipment bundled up and given to me, there were no chargers included with the equipment. So that meant these cameras that we have been talking about that like to drain battery on the iPads. Well, now the iPads have no chargers, which meant half of the production had a video component. And we were willing to Jacob was willing to do this the old school,
just audio format,
OG podcast way.
Yep.
And then nope, something in the universe was like this. It's all or nothing. You know, like everyone else.
And what's great about our guest today was that he was so willing to come back and get the full Nikki and Chris experience, and we couldn't have been just more humbled and appreciative of our guest today for doing that, for willing to do that.
But of course, you know, we had to have another camera snafu in the process.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I know. I saw my camera. But no, seriously, it was tough, right? Because like, you know, we got 20 minutes. We were having some good conversation.
We were.
And then
I'm glad I was like, this should be red on me right now, and it's green. We need to stop this.
It's green like my shirt.
Before, we have a whole nother disaster. So this has been a process. This whole episode, I hope you guys really enjoy it, because when I say this was a labor of love.
Oh, yes.
This is a very labor-intensive episode.
And I got to tell you about this guest, is that he's from Western Mass. He's played out here in Central Mass. He's done his legwork. He is talented, like really, really talented. I love his voice, love his guitar play. Like I telling you guys, you're gonna love him. And we had some excellent conversations. So it's gonna be, finally.
Yeah.
Unless we get, what? I'm not trying to put bad voodoo on things.
Just stop. We're not putting energy into the universe anymore. No.
It's going to drop. And when it does, the asteroid's going to hit the day before. And then there goes humanity. No, we'll be fine. We'll all still be live. I mean, we still have TikTok maybe.
Yeah, because, as we're recording this right now, it is January 19th. And TikTok was supposed to be erased from existence in the United States as of today. And basically it was just on an 8-hour timeout and somehow came back.
Oh, I know.
So who knows what the outcome of TikTok is currently on, what is it, St. Patrick's Day right now?
Yeah, it'll be St. Patrick's Day.
Look at you wearing a green shirt, you Mr. Festive you.
I planned this.
Sure.
I don't plan anything. So, right, who knows? I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, a new presidency, like, it's fine. Everything's fine. Even if it's not, you still have us.
You got to roll with it. Yeah.
And you still have us.
Yes.
So, worst case scenario, you've been banned on all the apps except for ours, and that you can watch us. It's still fine.
I don't think Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts,
listen,
any of that is going anywhere.
Listen, and if it did, we will take these episodes and put them on, was it called linographs? I don't know.
What?
Those little like tubes that play music, and we'll put them on pigeons' feet. Yeah, those little like wax tubes that they would describe the music on.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking.
Okay, so you're too young. But anyways, before records,
might I suggest getting a VPN? That's probably the easier route.
I like the pigeon idea though.
Some people have fear of birds.
Well, yeah, that's like people who watch the Hitchcock movie.
Yeah, that was a terrifying movie. Do you know, actually, speaking of pigeons, I saw a thing. This is terrible, actually. That the terrible human being that I am. Pigeons are looked upon, like they're looked down on as like dirty, gross birds, like they're like rodents with wings,
I don't see
nuisances. But the whole reason why there are pigeons is because of us humans.
Oh yeah,
we are we're the ones that domesticated them, and like we're using them to do things, and then technology evolved, and we kind of just kicked them to the curb, and now they're looked down upon, and it's actually kind of sad.
I don't get how they have a worse rap than seagulls. Seagulls are horrible.
Seagulls are dumpster chickens.
They are not like the guys on Pixar were like, well, they kind of are. Mine.
Wasn't that a pelican?
No, that was the seagulls.
Was it a seagull?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Seagulls.
I don't have children, so I don't just partake in these videos. But no, they're dumpster chickens.
I am a child, so that's why I know that stuff. But I also have a child too.
Yeah. Love you, Abby.
Love you, Abby. Your papa loves you. Anyways, so guys, again, we have a terrific episode. We finally got to have it see the day of light, which is brilliant, and we cannot be more excited. So, without further ado, Nikki,
let's let this episode see the light of day.
Release the Jacob.
Today we're joined by Jacob Kordas, a 27-year-old songwriter from Westfield, Mass., whose music is a dynamic blend of rock, country, and hip-hop. Jacob's signature style features bouncing guitar riffs, simple catchy hooks, and quick-moving songs that get straight to the point, perfect for anyone who loves a tune that's as direct as it is memorable. Jacob's musical journey started at age 10 when he picked up the saxophone in his school band. Not long after, he taught himself vocals, guitar, and bass, sparking a passion for collaboration and songwriting. Over the years, Jacob honed his craft while forming and performing with various school bands. Now as a full-time musician, Jacob is living his dream, sharing his vibrant and energetic music with audiences across New England. Welcome to our studio, Jacob.
Thank you for having me.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Great to be here.
Yeah, I feel like we've been through this though.
Deja vu.
Deja vu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that you don't know, we've had Jacob on a few times, but you have yet to see an episode except for right now. So, no, but we are thrilled to have you here.
Me too.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate you coming down, especially from all the way out there in Western Mass. You had a bit of a drive, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a nice drive, so I don't mind it too much.
It is a nice drive. I like the scenic drive. The Berkshires are beautiful.
Definitely.
And
I like driving just in general too. So anyway.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
There's a time to like warm up the vocals. And
listen to some music. Yeah.
Explore, what else you can add to your catalog, I guess. And,
experience my freedom.
Freedom. That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming down here again. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. So, at what point did music become a part of your life?
I really think that. So we would drive around a lot in the car as kids. There, of course, back then, no devices, no phones to keep you occupied. So the only thing you have is to look out the window and listen to what's on the radio.
Right.
And I felt grateful. My parents had a wide variety of music. They're always playing. So
yeah,
I would just get lost in the music, and that's really where I think it started.
That's cool. It's so often that we have our major influences in our life be our parents. It was the same way with my father. He would play a lot of classic rock at the bedtime. No one could sleep, and I have a lot of that music ingrained, and so I think that's great. That's awesome. So what was the first instrument? Did you start off learning like guitar, or was it another instrument?
Well, I had an uncle who, he played guitar. So every once in a while, I'd go over there and I'd pick it up, kind of fiddle around with it, but I never really played,
Yeah.
But when I got into the 5th grade in middle school, that's when in my school district you could join the musical program, or when it started, I should say.
Yeah.
And they sent flyers around to all the kids. Do you want to join the school band?
Right.
And my mother and her sisters were in there. So I said, well, shoot, let me give it a try.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty cool. So, and then the rest is history, kind of.
Oh, that's cool.
And
That's
that was
cool.
learning the sax.
Yep, that was in saxophone. They gave in the sheet they had every instrument that you could learn, and they said you need to circle 3 of your top 3 picks.
Oh
Gotcha.
yeah, right.
And it was saxophone, flute, clarinet.
Oh, okay.
That's what I chose.
That was your top 3, yeah.
That was my top 3, and then somehow I ended up gravitating towards saxophone.
Do you still have the saxophone?
Unfortunately, I do not, because the apartment that I'm living in right now, in our basement, which is rare to have a basement in an apartment as it is, but
Right.
had a little mold issue.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
So, and I didn't really think about it, or maybe I guess realize it at the time, but it just infested the saxophone down there, and I said, "There's no way."
But if you were to like pick one up again, you could just start playing it and you'd be
I'd probably be pretty rusty, to be honest. I haven't consistently played saxophone since high school.
okay.
So we're going on like a while.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's still cool though. And that's why it's so important for schools to have music programs.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about it so much now. Schools are pulling their music programs to save
Terrible.
tape. Yeah, it's horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this show. We're showing the audience out there how important it is to pick up an instrument and go out there and perform, and that's why exactly what you've been doing, and it's really cool to see you going out there and hitting these gigs and performing. At what point did you start learning how to write music, or did you start off with covers first? How did that evolve?
Well, the way I guess I'll say with saxophone, it was always written for me. It was sheet music.
Right.
So I guess you could say I started learning covers if you
Okay.
think about it that way. But
Sure.
it was terms of guitar. It was always just in my bedroom, fiddling around, just getting acquainted with how it sounds or how it feels to play the instrument.
Right.
And eventually, once I had enough kind of dexterity to hold something down, that's when I kind of started to learn more songs.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
And how's explain your songwriting process? How, do you have a process? How are you writing all these songs? Because all the ones that I've heard, I first, let me back this up. When I first heard of you was through a friend who had seen you play at open mics, because you're, originally not from around here. It's actually, you just started coming out to this area pretty recently, probably within the last 6 months or so.
Really, May.
Yeah.
May was the first time I ever came out here.
Yeah, and a friend of mine saw you play and was, dropped your name to me and stuff. So I looked you up, and that's, we started talking online, and then I mentioned the Otter River Pub, the songwriter contest with
Yes.
Franco.
Yep.
We got you in there, and then I got to actually, ironically enough, judge one of your rounds and hear your originals first off. And they've all been incredible, the ones that I've heard. But
Thank you.
do you have a process or anything that you use for that?
Well, the first step is get it recorded in some sense. How it'll come to me is, maybe I'm humming something, or I sit down with the guitar and I'm messing around and I stumble upon, oh, hey, that's got a good ring to it. And then it's immediately get it recorded just on my phone.
Right.
And for me, rarely does it all come at once. I tend to put things on the back burner for a while and
Sure.
revisit them.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll, try to get as much out as I can all at once, but it's
It's got to be organic, though. You can't force that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I try to tell myself there's an infinite number of songs I could write, so don't
Right.
get too hung up on is it perfect or how good is it?
Sure.
You know?
No, definitely. Speaking of, your songwriting process and, songs that I've heard, would you like to perform one for us?
Sure.
What do you got?
Well, this one here is called Never Been Fancy. It's about my great-grandfather who I believe achieved the American dream. He built his own house and he grew his own food and
Awesome.
lived his whole life in the same town.
Love that.
It's called Never Been Fancy.
was born in a little shack just beyond the pasture, where cattle you'll see grazing grass. He grew up hard, he grew up fast, raised the son of a rancher, oh yes. One hell of a man, he never was high class. All grit and dirt, married to Mother Earth. He never cared too much about a muddy stain on his shirt. He said, I ain't never been fancy. Well, I just fancy the simple life, taking care of the kids and wife. I ain't never been fancy. Built his house by himself, with his hammer, with his heart. The cellar was dug by hand with no help. He grew the food sitting on his shelf, was a bag of seed to start. Just water, sun, and love, you ain't needing much else. All grit and dirt, married to Mother Earth. He never cared too much about a muddy stain on his shirt. He said, I ain't never been fancy. I fancy the simple life, taking care of the kids and wife. I ain't never been fancy. He just fancies some working clothes that'll keep him warm from the cold. He ain't never been fancy.
Woo! Oh man,
thank you.
That's awesome. I love your sound, like the just the raspiness of the voice with the guitar is perfect, and your granddad there sounds like a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It certainly taught me a lot.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I remember
great.
this was one of the songs that actually you played for us in that songwriter contest. So.
Sure was.
Yeah, that one actually was one of my favorites that I wanted to push along. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad I could play it again for you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's sweet. So, did it take you a while to find your voice? Was that something that just kind of came naturally, or?
I think for me, I'm a bit of a chameleon where what comes out is what comes out, but I say to myself, do I want to make it be something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do I want to make it be something or let it be what it is?
Right.
And for me, even still, I'm trying to figure that out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel I could go this way or that way, and you know,
I feel like it's also just a always progressive thing that just keeps growing and getting molded. But you know, it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to see where it takes you. I'm a fan, and yeah,
I'm a fan of you too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you so much. So has it? Let's see.
You were doing so good with the segues, man.
Sorry, I actually had a cough.
Yeah.
And I've been holding that in.
I know. I had your mic muted the majority of the
Please.
song.
Yeah, please do. No, please do. That's good.
It's very dry in here.
It is. I know. I guess I should.
Even the humor.
Yeah. Oh, ding. There we are.
We've been waiting for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. I know. I'm. So what it is that we've started these new questions, and or we've added on to them, and I'm not used to them all. I was looking for one because that does segue into what I had just talked about. Was it this one? I know. I deserve it. I deserve all of this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, you got to get the trumpet solo going. Or no, for the Jeopardy music.
I'll take anal bump covers for 400. That's album cover.
Oh my God.
Suck it, Trebek.
Please leave that in.
May he rest in peace.
I know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
In memoriam, yes.
So, okay, I got it. So, do you have any? Did you face any challenges as you're developing your music?
Oh, certainly. There's challenges. Trying to think of what to get into. You know.
Oh, I know.
What
would you say would be the most challenging part?
Oh, my own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Own mind.
Sure.
Really.
And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that because not many people talk about it to that point. But we're our own worst critics, you know? And
Yes.
and I can only imagine how many people are holding on to such a incredible talent because they just don't believe they do a
Sure.
good job.
You know, somebody once told me, and I mean, I was playing golf, but I feel like this applies to just about anything. The hardest part of anything is the 4 inches between your ears. Yeah.
The brain.
I was about to say like the empty space.
Your ears. Yeah.
You know, the brain's the only organ that named itself.
Oh, you're
Whoa.
right. You're right.
Simmer on that one for a bit.
Mind blown.
Mine.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
Seriously. Does that mean it's conceited? I don't know.
Most of them are.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Oh,
Whoa. When you put it like that.
Man. Right. Nikki, do you have a
The
question?
more you know, cue the rainbow. Can you share a significant moment when you feel like you made an impact on someone through your music? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, I think when I first played that last song I played, Never Been Fancy, for my uncle, who is actually my great uncle, who I'm speaking on, his father's who I was writing about.
Okay.
And, you know, we would call him Papa, my great grandfather. Everybody looked up to him very much. So I felt that to give him homage or give him his proper honor in the family, that song really resonates a lot with my whole family.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
You're able to honor him like that.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
We wouldn't be here without him. So
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. It really is.
thank you.
So, do you have any musical influences that have helped you develop your music?
For sure. My top three, I'll go down the list, is
Yeah, yeah.
Metallica, Sublime,
Nice.
The Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean,
all over the
undeniable,
spectrum,
yeah.
but it works.
It does.
Yes.
I mean, seriously, if you're gonna, pick up musical teachings from a top three, that's an excellent top three.
They're undeniable, man.
Right?
A good songwriting is what it is. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's like the top of the top for each music genre that you could possibly explore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, do you have any advice that you would want to give to any inspiring musicians that are just starting out?
I'd say start early.
Yeah.
The sooner the better.
Gotcha.
Really. Time's one thing you can't get back. So the sooner you get going on what you want to do, the quicker you'll find out if that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know.
Right. And this is a great point. That's an absolutely great point. I feel too like you also got to be patient with yourself.
That's true.
You know,
Give yourself grace.
give yourself grace.
That's a hard one for me, I'll tell you.
Yeah. It's a hard one for a lot.
Because I want it now.
Right?
You know, I want it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. But it seems like the time for you has really paid off well. You have been performing since middle school and look at where you've come now. It's not too often that we can stop and then kind of take a look back at the journey and see how far along we've come along.
It's true.
And you're doing great. I mean, you're out here now performing gigs. You've been going around Western Massachusetts, but now coming a little bit eastern towards north central Mass.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I've even been to Rhode Island. I've been to New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
I went up to Maine once.
Oh, wow.
Did you?
I was like, let's see how far I can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I camped out one night to play a gig up there. I got hotels up there, stuff too, when it was colder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've played quite a few venues and from all over the New England area.
Yeah, and really, I didn't start gigging in the way that I am now until maybe late 2023.
Really? Okay.
And then 24 was like my pop off year where it started to like, oh wow, this is really going well, and I'm getting enough to where I can quit my day job.
Nice.
That was a huge pivotal moment because for a while I'm like, oh my God, can I do this? And then it was tough for me when it's balancing the gigs and the day job, because when you're at the day job, you're like, oh my God, I want to absolutely not be here. I want to be doing what I want to do. Sure.
Right.
But then one day I just say, you know what? F it. There's enough jobs out there. Let me just try and see what happens. And I've been able to, that was back in late September.
Wow.
So it's been very recent still.
Wow.
Well, and it goes back to what you said earlier. It's about time, right? It's about how you spend your time, because we only get a limited amount of time in our lives. We don't know if it's going to be a long time or it's a short time. And you can spend it working a job, 9-to-5 job, and not knocking those 9-to-5 jobs.
Absolutely.
But like
we need them.
We need them.
We need them.
Right. But when you have a passion for a different type of life, sometimes you just have to go after it.
But not only that too, it's like I always sit there and say, like, I was not put on this earth just to work for the man and and pay bills. There's more to life than just doing that.
You're right. You could either work every day for someone else's dream or your own dream.
Yes, yeah.
Sure. It's just like, people will say, I'm not getting another apartment. If I move next time, it's my own house. I'm not paying anybody else's mortgage but my own, and
right.
it's like the same thing. Like I could do something for myself and make it worthwhile for me, like versus working for the man and making it all worthwhile for, peanuts for them.
Yeah.
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 So making that jump, was it scary for you to do?
Obviously, I was, there's worry, but I feel like that's kind of the way I am. I'm a little reckless in my ways. Let's fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Just do it, man.
Right.
Kind of thing, so.
That's awesome.
And then, it's me and my girlfriend, and she's very supportive.
Oh, that's good.
So I had her blessing, which is
good.
Necessary.
Yeah.
And then my family as well is very supportive. So I never felt like I'd be out in the cold.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I always knew that I got my people behind me.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I mean, even at the songwriter contest, like your mom was there with you.
Absolutely.
I thought that was so cool. She came out and, was a support system for you as well.
She loves coming out to the gigs.
That's awesome.
Definitely. They all do. My whole family. Yep.
That's
so cool.
the best.
It's important too. That's a part that a lot of people don't really touch upon is that support system is so key, and that's why it's so important for parents to encourage their children to pursue those passions.
Right. She never once told me, no, you can't, or you shouldn't, or you need to get a real job, or da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
She always telling me that whatever I want to do it to the full extent.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yep.
And we'll be right back after these brief messages.
In 2025, be on the lookout for Derek D. Acoustic's upcoming album, Ashes to Acoustics, The Sonic Revival. Throughout the year, Derek will be releasing several singles, leading up to the full album release, which will include a few extra tunes just for you. Ashes to Acoustics features live acoustic covers performed at open mics at the Otter River Pub, recorded by Soundbites events and open mics. You'll find them on all streaming platforms, so make sure you follow Derek at Derek D Acoustic to stay updated on these releases. Enjoy Ashes to Acoustics, the sonic revival in 2025 and beyond.
And now back to our show.
All right, so what are you going to play for us now?
We'll play a cover of Zach Bryan.
Because it's my
called,
favorite.
As it's your favorite. Headed south. Even though today I was heading north to get up here. But anyway.
More like east.
Northeast.
Yes.
East.
East.
All right, here we go. Was a boy who was a dreamer, flew so high and proud, in a world full of people out to cut his young ass down. No one ever understood a single word he said. They cast him to the wolves when he wasn't well and fed. Boys, we got a riser in our midst. He will get the last laugh if it's the last thing he did. He used to roll around in that red dirt mud, and now he's skipping town and that dreamer's out for blood. Don't stop going south. They'll let you play your music real damn loud. Don't stop heading south. They'll understand the words that are pouring out your mouth now. And that boy, he called his daddy to tell him what he did. As the masses screamed the lyrics of a messed up kid, he told that old man he ain't never coming back to be cut down again in a town like that. Well, he surely came to learn people come to watch you fall. Well, he's out to make a name for himself, fool out of them all. They'll never understand that boy and his kind, as all they comprehend is a worthless dollar sign. I don't stop going south, 'cause they'll let you play your music real damn loud. Don't stop heading south, 'cause they'll understand the words that are pouring out your mouth now. Hey,
That was awesome.
Thank you.
I had that eagle-eyed cherry, Save Tonight vibe
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
with Zach Bryan. Yeah, and that's one of my favorite songs. That was a song that I was destined to learn. Like, I wanted to learn so bad when I first got my guitar.
Save Tonight?
No,
Or Headed South?
Headed South.
Yeah.
I made it that far.
I had to do a mashup because I do Save Tonight as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God, that would be awesome.
Now I'm thinking.
Right? Just start there and then slip into there. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, you just made Nikki's day.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could spark some inspiration for you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So now do you have like any feel like you've achieved any major milestones so far yet in your journey?
I think certainly quitting the day job. That was a big one.
Oh, there
for
you
me.
go.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just hope and pray I can continue to sustain it.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Definitely.
I'm not too worried about the future.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be happy that I am right now. But
Live in the moment, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And so I know you're probably going to be looking to get some more into some more venues out there. Do you happen to have a venue, like a dream venue that you haven't been to yet that you would love to perform?
You can be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. Give me on Mars.
Oh, hey.
I
now we're
don't-
talking.
I don't recommend traveling by SpaceX, though.
Yeah,
They're not
no.
having a good track record
No.
right
I was
now.
going to say call up Elon, but no. I guess
No.
he's not the guy.
Yeah.
There's no one in particular that really stands out.
Okay.
I think for me, the point that I'm at is how many can I get in?
There you go.
I just really try to get as many as I can in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We've had guests before that have played like what 400.
400 shows
Wow.
a year.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
That's
That's more than one a day, man.
That's more. Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
sh-
You think about it, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The math ain't math, but yeah, I know.
Goodness.
Yeah. I mean, look at when we had Max Struthers on. Max Struthers, you know, he does full time gigging out in Nashville, and he literally will just get calls. Hey, you wanna come down and play tonight or whatever? And at one point, I think he said he did 3 gigs in a day.
That's it was like 12 hours.
It was like 12 hours worth of
God.
gigging. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done. There's a couple of days I've done 2 in a day. I can't even imagine 3.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Your voice must be shot come the end. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be on eco mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. You know, a lot of people don't even talk about that is the physical strain of playing music for that long, you know?
I tell you, I was sick. I'm okay now, but I was sick for the past week.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't playing at all. So my callus on my fingers was going. And last night I was playing at a place, and definitely at the second half, I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even push the strings down enough to keep good notes coming. But
Really?
I'm like, just play through the pain.
That's crazy that it doesn't even take that long for those calluses to work their way out again. Wow.
No, it was crazy. And then, you know, when you get sweating,
Yep.
your fingers
Slip
get
in.
soft.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
For me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the pruny tub effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
No kidding. Wow.
Do you have a question?
I do. Do you have like a guilty pleasure song? Like,
Oh.
I don't know, some song that you just love like tooling around with and
Oh, there's something there. I'm trying to.
do you like to rickroll people?
Like to shake it off with Taylor Swift?
No, it's not going to be something like that.
Like even like that one song that like you'll just play in the car driving that you're like,
It's not something I listen to regularly, but the other day, there was a Backstreet Boys song that came out. I'm like, oh my
Yes.
God, this is actually really good.
yeah,
Like clearly, I mean, they were so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of what. I want it that
Yeah.
way. That one came on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, actually, this is like everything about it's great.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the beautiful part about music is that like, you know, you watch those things and some of those things are like really overly produced, but there's still mechanics in there that make that song admirable. You know,
and then at that point though, think about it though, it also could create kind of a can of worms to open up. You're like, I forgot how good the song was, and the next thing you know, you're like putting on like the Backstreet Boys Essentials album in the car, and like you know some song that never really got the exposure that it got, but you're like, wow, this was good, and I didn't realize like, or I forgot about this, and here you go. Now you just opened up another can of worms of. Like maybe I could add this to the catalog. You know, I forgot how good this was.
Yeah.
Certainly more so lately. I've been trying to add to my set list because mostly what I do, of course, is cover gigs at bars. So you got to be playing songs that people know, people like. And I've been thinking of like, hey, maybe you know, just bring in some Britney Spears or you know, something on that line.
Kyle and Matt Black, they are no. Actually, I think they might do it together too. But there was one time, it was Point the Finger. They were playing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's cool because like, you know, when you do covers that people aren't expecting at certain locations, and then throw your own like spin at it, like your own, you know, thing that makes it like yours. That's what really turns heads at the bars.
Because they would just have a jukebox.
Yeah.
You know, or you know.
Touch tunes.
They'd be there you go.
Yeah.
They'd be playing it on a radio.
Right.
If not, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Or even just to like all of a sudden the song comes up and you're like, whoa, here's a song I haven't heard in a hot minute.
True.
Like, and you just start jogging people down memory lane, you know?
Yes.
Like that's also got to be a rewarding feeling too, to just get somebody's like, you know, the antennas pop up and they're like, whoa.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell, you know, when I'm looking out, you could see who's engaged, who's not. And
Sure.
some people will light up at certain songs.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's such a cool feeling. And then not only that, but like when you get the crowd start singing along with you, you know, like I was at Mike Martin's gig last night and there was one song that he played and next thing you know, like I could just hear different corners of the room, like chiming in with them. And I'm like, that's cool.
It's weird because you could be playing for hour, half hour, and everybody's like, oh yeah.
Your background noise.
Like
Yeah.
he's part of the furniture or whatever. You
Yeah,
know,
you're just
basically
background
that's what it
noise.
feels.
Yeah.
Which nothing wrong. You
Yeah.
know, I'm getting, you know, it's all good. But then yeah, out of nowhere they liven up.
Yeah.
And it's like just for that one, and then the next one it doesn't hit, and
Yeah.
then it's back to the chill.
But you get that crowd participation for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are those the really special moments though when you can connect with the audience, and especially in the bars, like they're there to socialize, to drink, whatever. But then, when you can pull all their attention,
Yeah.
Right.
oh man.
Because think about it. It's
Yeah.
one thing like at a concert, they're going there specifically to, for the music.
It's a totally different
versus-
dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're at a
yeah,
bar, you're at a restaurant.
And there
it's like-
happens to be music.
Right.
Right.
You're
Right.
just the background noise. They're there to
Yes.
socialize and talk and all that. They're not there usually just for the music like
Yes.
they would going to a concert. So to catch that attention and pull them away from their conversation, like that's cool.
When that happens for me, I try to channel, or I'll think about the artist that wrote this song.
Right.
And I feel grateful that I could take from there. That goes to show how much of a pull they have
Right.
Oh yeah.
on the people, because it's really it's their thing.
Sure.
I'm just a guy playing it,
Yeah.
It's
Right.
and so if the community around this artist or band, that's what feels cool to me.
Sure.
cool.
And I know you've been playing a lot at the Bradley Airport, and I mean, what's the crowd response playing at an airport? And granted, now
Oh,
they're
yeah.
past TSA, the stressful part, and they can like take a deep breath and like now relax and enjoy. Like, what's the crowd participation and response like for that?
It's it's just about like any other venue really, where
Yeah.
there's most of the people there are minding their own business.
yeah,
Because there's businesses, there's a McDonald's, restaurants, kiosks and stuff, and a bunch of seating area, and in front of that is where they put a stage. So it is kind of like background music, but people that are getting off the plane will be walking by, and it's really interesting to see their faces.
Sure.
How they'll be like, I hear a lot of be like, I didn't know there would be music at an airport.
Yeah.
Like they're all
I didn't know
surprised.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and it's a mixed bag. You'll have people coming up to you and saying different, how did you get this gig? And and
Right.
stuff like that.
Do they let you come in through the back door with all the gear, or do you have to go?
No, they have their own gear.
Oh, really?
I just bring the guitar. Well, I bring a couple extra things because that's my own
Yeah.
preference. But really, they sell it's pretty much just the guitar. That's all you got to bring.
Okay.
So the PA system is already provided for you.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
everything.
good.
They have one of those Bose like line array
Oh.
things, you
Oh,
know,
nice.
with the subwoofer and it's
Yep.
The
stacked
tower,
up.
yeah.
The tower, kind of
Yeah.
like that.
No kidding. And
And-
then like you have to put your guitar through security, and like they
Yeah.
they basically like strip search your guitar, and you have to
100%.
walk through. And
Oh,
you should
geez.
just get TSA clearance. Get the there's I have it. It's a known travel number, the KTN number, and then you can walk
Oh.
through with your shoes on and your belt on and
Ooh,
everything.
really?
Yeah. Look it up. It's called a KTN, and I think it's good for 4 or 5 years. And yeah, when I travel, I never have to take off my shoes. I don't
Interesting.
even have to go through the thing where you have to like put your hands up.
Oh, yeah.
I walk through just a normal like concert metal detector thing. And if you're going to be
Okay.
doing gigs like that for so long, you might as well.
That's an interesting idea. KTN. Okay.
Yeah, it's
What are the parameters, requirements to get something like that?
you have to go to this like federal building or whatever, and like they put your fingerprints on file and stuff, and they run a background check, you know, and yeah, if everything checks out good, you have this number, and yeah,
You
go-
present it to the TSA or?
Well, so usually when you're booking your flight, you would throw your KTN number in there. So when they print your boarding pass, you have like a check mark, a pre-check already in there,
okay.
and you get to like bypass the line and go to this expedited thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, do you have to wait in line?
No.
Thank
no.
God.
There's like for employees or, special people, however you want to put it. They give me a visitor's pass, which is just a simple piece of paper
Yeah.
printed out with my name and
Like
the
a boarding
date and
pass.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I divert the line,
Yeah.
which feels cool.
Yeah. I feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, that's a great place to perform at the airport if you're really trying to get your career to take off. Yeah, that happened. That's awesome, though. That's
still
Get it
waiting.
off the ground.
yeah, right. Get it. But no, that's cool. Yeah, and what a genius move by airport terminals. Like, hey, we got all these people waiting at the gate. Like, they're just they're tired of listening to Mariah Carey over the intercom. Like, let's get some live music going. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I mean, for me, I always feel super overstimulated at the airport because there's just so much
Yeah.
noise and people. And like, I actually get like physically stressed out. And I feel like if their airports had more live music, like I feel like airports take note here. I feel like I would actually kind of ground me a little bit.
Yeah, I've had people come up to me and say it had a calming effect on them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which felt good to hear.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Definitely.
Well, I need some of that common effect right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, let's get another song in.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Well, I'll play an extra calm one for you. This one's called Life on Land.
All right.
All right.
The backstory quick is used to play in a band, and we all had dreams of making it big and doing something with it. And one of the members' family had bought a house out in the Cape,
Ooh.
and the idea was that we were going to go live in it
Okay.
because it was like a summer home for the family.
Sure.
So when they weren't there, we were going to go live in this house, the whole band, and devote all our time to music. And it ended up falling out,
Okay.
and we never made it there. And that's kind of what inspired this one.
Wow.
A little sad, but
Okay.
called Life on Land. I wonder what life would be like if you and I could fly like the birds. We would fly so damn high, get rid of all concerns. And as we glide through the clouds, please don't let me down, 'cause I don't know if I'll fly again if my feet touch the ground. Wonder what life would be like if we could live by the sea. We could buy a boat to sail all day, just you and me. And as the waves rock the ship to the beat of a happy song, we would know for a fact that everything is where it belongs. And I know that you wanna fly high like a bird in the sky, but your life on land has been making you cry. Oh, hey, hey. Well, I sense that you can't go on living life any other way, 'cause your life on land has been a painful stay. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Living life on land. Wonder what life would be like if you and I could fly in a plane. The joy would fill our lungs and we would not speak anything vain, as the fuel in the tank would slowly burn away. We could land and fill back up to soar another day. Well, I sense that you wanna fly high like a plane in the sky, 'cause your life on land has been making you cry. Oh, hey, 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 I know that you wanna fly high like a bird in the sky, 'cause your life on land has been making you cry. Oh, hey, hey, living life on land. Life on land.
Woo.
That was beautiful.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Jeez.
What a great segue after talking about the airport.
I know, right? Seriously. Yeah, seriously.
I've played it there before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. I love the dynamic range of the music that you play. From the the fun stuff to the slower stuff. It invokes all that emotion regardless of the tempo. It's good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. So, do you have any like new things that you're working on coming up? Any new songs? Any?
I've been trying to get better at recording.
Okay.
And trying to actually get some of these songs, down to a recording and release them,
okay.
officially release them,
Yeah. No. So are you doing that like on your own? Or
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a whole process, isn't it?
It is. Plenty of YouTube videos to just get sucked into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like the next Corey Knapp. He records and masters all of his own stuff. And
That's really cool.
Yeah. So learning how to do like your own mastering and would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty elementary when it comes to stuff like that. I mean,
Right.
so I'm sure with time.
Yeah. It's just like anything else. You have the resources there.
Yes.
And you do enough times. I love that process of experimenting and discovering how to do new things and like how to run a podcast.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Woo!
Cheers to that.
Yeah. But anyways,
Wow, that was a fail.
that was a fail. There's like
I missed
nothing
it.
left. I'm like, I have to get a refill.
Can I get you? You keep
Yeah,
talking, I got
please
you.
do. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, that's cool. And that's another aspect of being a musician that I don't know if everybody really thinks about, but is that marketing of yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's difficult because you're doing all the legwork to get yourself the gigs and perform at the gigs, and so you don't really always have enough time to market yourself. A lot of musicians are like that.
For me, it is a very overwhelming process. There's a lot of things to take into consideration.
Right.
Between writing them and then I got to record them, and got to be a jack of all trades.
You really do.
Got to do everything.
Yeah, you really
But
do. Yeah.
I tell myself, no one else is trying to get me or make me do this, so it is on me.
But I
on me.
also feel like if you were like a marketing manager for like a Fortune 500 or even a small company, whatever, and if you're not into it, like it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But I find it when you market yourself and market something that you really enjoy doing, it really helps you push through all the mundane like postings and such, and you really get excited about some of that stuff. I know I do with the podcast. But it's so important. It's so the dynamic of the music industry has really shifted, especially after COVID. Like, you don't have record labels out there anymore, really. I mean, they're
Not
not
when you can do it yourself.
right. Everybody's doing it themselves, and
It's not that expensive really to get into it either.
no, not at all.
Yeah, a basic setup is not that much.
Yeah, this was like $5. We found all this on Facebook Marketplace.
There you go.
I mean,
Well, you got this is a mothership right here. This is you got a good setup right here.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of people sitting in their cars with iPhones and
Sure.
recording stuff, and then there's so much different, software and apps up there that you can just like Facetune. You can fine tune sound to anything.
It's really about the content.
Sure, and that's
Yeah.
where these record labels really are starting to feel it.
Oh yeah. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Right? These phones that we're carrying around, like we're carrying around studios in our palm of our hands.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like you got the video camera, you got the audio engineering software apps.
yeah.
You can do it all just straight from a phone.
Definitely, definitely. It's easy. It's easier than it's ever been.
Yeah.
But it's still a tough process.
It's still tough. Yeah.
And I mean, between like streaming too, because it's like, think back, way back when you only had vinyls or you only had cassettes, like you didn't have the power of the internet to get your music from the East Coast out to the West Coast as
True.
quickly as you
Yeah.
do now.
Yeah.
Like now it's the touch of a button, but back then it's like eventually your music made its way over there.
It's equalized for sure.
Yeah.
The playing field, definitely stuff like YouTube, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But I feel too that it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because now so many people have access to.
There's some people that should not have access.
Yeah, I know, right? That's true. Yeah, let's not discourage. So when you have now all these people uploading their music, it feels like it's even more difficult to kind of
It's oversaturated. Almost.
right. Yeah, to stick out. You know, have you felt that way?
Yeah, but I still think that the cream will rise to the top. You know,
Yeah.
if it's good, it'll find its way. So
Yeah.
I'm not. How do I say? I figure just try to write as many as you can.
Right.
That's really it.
And that's a good point. I've heard that too, and I've seen that in action. Is you just put out as much music as you can, go hit as many gigs as you can, get people familiar with you.
Yeah.
So that they become invested in your music.
I'm not trying to be some big name or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be famous. All I want to do is to just sustain a living.
Sure.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Doing something you love. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the dream right there.
Yes.
I mean, just being able to support yourself, your family, doing what you love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Like, eventually we'll get there with the podcast.
Yeah.
I think
You know,
so.
maybe.
You got a good thing going.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
I really do.
It's really just been amazing because like yourself and so many others, we have such a tremendous talent pool of musicians out here.
Definitely. And,
Yeah.
that touches back on, like I was saying before, you've only really been coming out to this area for, like you said, since May. So what, 7-8 months now? And
Yep.
like, how are your feelings and, about just the overall music scene and, how I mean, I can speak for us, how welcoming everybody is here. Like, it's not gatekeepy or anything. I feel like everybody in this area, for the most part, is looking out for one another and like being everyone's cheerleaders. And like, are you feeling that since you've been out this way too? Or
Yeah. I feel like I'm not out here enough, to be honest with you. I wish I could come out here more
yeah,
because clearly there's, everybody, there's a group of friends.
sure,
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I feel like I know you guys. I know a lot of the people, but I don't feel part in the group as much. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't feel excluded,
right,
but I'm more of a fringe guy, kind
Sure.
of like I'm on the outskirts, kind of. But I can definitely say everybody's been very welcoming.
Yeah.
There's been no one in particular that I felt like I'm like, oh wow, I get a bad vibe about this
Yeah,
guy or,
sure.
or such and such. So and then what it makes me think of is that because I am from Westfield, Western Massachusetts, makes me think like, oh boy, there's a whole. What about New York?
right,
Yeah.
What about
Right.
Southern Connecticut? What about in Rhode Island? There's
Right.
these groups everywhere you go, and I started to think, oh well, shit, I feel like I could get stretched thin. Like how do I keep up with so many people?
right.
That's what gets me.
But I've also heard too, some places are not as friendly and welcoming as others. Some places they're kind of gatekeepy
Yeah.
to their music scene. There's certainly parts of Massachusetts, I'm not going to say where, that I've definitely heard from multiple people. They were like, I tried to branch out there and they were not welcoming. And then like, you have Worcester County, this part of Mass here. And like you said, it's like a big friend group. I'm sure whenever you go out to the Otter River pub or whatever, when, by now is starting to recognize, who you are and
Some people.
welcome you in, when they know you and they see you.
Definitely the
and-
bartenders.
Yeah. The local watering hole's got some great bartenders around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like for the most part, there isn't like, nobody's in competition with one another.
That's what I guess maybe in a way I disagree
Okay.
with the competition because I totally believe it's competition. I totally do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
think
really do because if you don't take it, someone else is gonna.
Yeah.
Well, sure. Like when it
You
comes to
know?
like snagging up those gigs,
Yes.
yeah.
There's only so
Feast
many
or famine.
spots.
Yeah.
Feast or famine.
Yes.
the and that must be a really unique aspect of what you're doing because you're traveling out there. You said you went to Maine, you went to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
You must experience different music scenes out there when you branch out.
Well, the only one thing with that is I'll say most of the time it's just myself. I don't tend to get to meet a lot of the musicians in the faraway places because I'd only go out there to play.
Okay, yeah,
There's
yeah.
Yeah,
not
you're
as many
gigging and not
That
open
makes sense.
mic.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
and
But that's cool. I mean, the other thing too, the other aspect of that is that you're also meeting music lovers out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what drives you the most is your fans and the people that are listening to your music and seeing you perform.
I think, well, it's good to get positive feedback.
Yeah,
It certainly is. To know that what you're doing is resonating with some people. I think I'd be doing it either way, though.
Oh, okay,
Even if there wasn't, I just like playing music.
You just like playing.
You know what I mean?
I get
really.
it. I get
I've
it.
been doing it on my own anyway.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I figure if I want to keep doing it, I gotta get paid to do it.
Make it work for you.
Yeah,
Really, that's it.
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
just
sense.
make it work
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the cherry on the top, the icing on the cake when someone says, "Hey, dude, you're doing a good job."
That's awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
for me.
That's awesome. So do you feel like you've, the gigs that you played, have you feel like you've made a significant impact on someone's, have you made that connection at that one gig with somebody or?
A couple of stories come to mind. One of them was when I was at Otter River. Actually, there was this guy who was a mechanic. He owned a mechanic shop,
Yeah.
and him and his buddy who worked for him were there. And he's like, "This guy never smiles, and you got him to smile tonight."
Oh,
that's awesome.
Wow.
So there's that one.
That's awesome.
Story of when I was in Rhode Island. I had this man come up to me, and he had tears in his eyes because he said, "I used to do what you did when I was
Yeah.
your age." And he ended up having a stroke later in life, so he's no longer able to play music. And he told me to just keep going
Yes.
and never stop.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
That's great
Definitely.
advice. Yeah, yeah. Well, speaking of never stop, think we can get another song?
Sure.
We are nearing the end.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been a good time.
Yeah. This is oh my god. It's been a great time.
So I'll play another song that I played at the songwriting competition back.
Okay.
This one's about a man who knows just what the right thing is to say at the right time.
So not me.
Stole my joke.
That's right.
That's good. That means it works.
It's right.
Anyway, this was called Smooth Talking, Son of a Gun. Talking son of a gun, he's looking for trouble, he's ready to rip. He's a smooth talking son of a gun, he's flexing his muscles, looking real slick. He's a mad dog off his leash, he always stays hungry cause he likes to eat. I got tons, he'll get you, he gets what he wants by saying it's true. He's a smooth talking son of a gun, you put a nickel in his jar, he'll double it quick. He's a smooth talking son of a gun, smoking on a cigar, hanging with his clique. He's a high ride, revving up like a Mustang, just about a buck. He's a big boss, writing checks, don't give him attitude, he don't put up with shit. He's a smooth talking son of a gun, smooth talking son of a gun, a smooth talking son of a gun. He's smooth talking son of a gun. Well, he's a cold shot through the heart. He does what he wants and won't if it's not. He's a smack talk expert. He'll put you in your place like you deserve. Well, he's a smooth talking son of a gun, a smooth talking son of a gun, a smooth talking son of a gun. A smooth talking son of a gun. Woo!
There we
That was
man.
awesome.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Jeez,
you.
and that's a fast-paced song too.
Yeah.
And that guy is definitely not me.
But he ain't me either.
Yeah, right. No, man, that was great. Well, I gotta tell you, Jacob, I am absolutely floored by the music that you're pumping out, man. Like, and the fact that you're writing this stuff is great. Your cover's great too, but really where you're shining is your songwriting. It really shows.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you got it. I'm just so thankful that you were able to come in. For the audience that doesn't know, this is like the cursed episode where it's taken like 4 different sessions to get this recorded. But we're so glad that we fought through it.
I appreciate you continue to put in the effort to make sure it can happen for us.
Absolutely.
On this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to me. It's important to us and Nikki as well.
Yeah.
That we put a spotlight on our local musicians, and because we know how hard it is to make a living out there, and we believe that this world just needs more music.
Got to keep the music alive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not just for Mondays, but for every day.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, thank you again. So if people want to find you, where do they go?
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I got a website. It's just my name, Jacob Kordas.
Nice.
JacobKordas.com.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Easy to remember.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Well, thank you so much. We are just so honored to have you come down here and perform for us and for the audience. We are just so lucky to have you guys come in here and do what you do best. And we're thrilled to see where your career goes.
Love to see you come out here more often for sure.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope the podcast keeps doing even better.
Oh, thank you.
you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. I know. And then if it ever slows down, which I don't know if it will, but if it ever slows down, we want to do some jam sessions.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Like, right? It's like get a couple of just random musicians together and like, hey, let's just jam. Let's
okay.
see what happens.
Interesting. See how the minds clash or how they get together. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Right. But again, thank you so much. Thank you to my wonderful co-host Nikki, who does a terrific job at finding these musicians, and we are just so happy. We make friends.
We do.
It's not just like getting guests for the show.
Right.
They leave as friends.
They do. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'll go to an open mic or I'll go to, gigs now. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to go see my friends perform, and I walk into these places and give big hugs and, shoot the shit in between. And yeah, it literally is just going and hanging out with friends. It's
really
awesome.
is.
I love
amazing.
it. I love it so much.
Guys, thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you got it. And guys, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. You can find us at our social handle is @musicalchairsmass, and you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, all major podcast streaming platforms. Give us a listen, give us a watch, whatever you're doing. Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on an episode. And again, guys, thank you so much for your support. And I think that's
it.
That's a wrap, right?
That's a wrap. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Peace out.
Peace. Oh my God! The thing I thought was gonna happen.
Creep.